Happy, happy Halloween, Halloween, Halloween. Happy, happy Halloween, Silver Shamrock. Happy, happy Halloween, Halloween, Halloween. Happy, happy Halloween, Silver Shamrock.
In a house of mysteries,
This hotel seems to have quite a history, Mr. Gallagher.
Who are you people?
a research team with special powers
My God.
She's experiencing the past.
Because we are all joined by our thoughts.
has uncovered an ancient secret.
I have something I want to show you.
Metaphysically speaking, I killed myself.
But they are playing with an evil force. Pinhead. Blade. Ms. Leach. Jester. And Tunneler. The Puppet Master.
So we just finished watching Puppet Master, one of my favorite horror movies of all time. But this is the first time I think Tom's ever seen it.
It is.
I don't think he was in love with it as much as I was.
I wasn't.
Are you kidding me?
I didn't find the appeal of it though. Like it was a good movie,
Yeah.
but I didn't find the love of it like you do.
Yeah.
It was good.
Okay, so for those of you who've never seen Puppet Master, which is a criminal shame, it basically focuses on the start is with Andre Toulon, who's a famous puppeteer. But Tom brought up an interesting point because it's actually puppets. Puppets are actually ones you put your hand in. What he actually controlled was marionettes, wasn't it? So
Yeah.
shouldn't it be called Marionette Master? So anyways, Andre Toulon, and basically you see the early living puppets, and it doesn't really explain a lot, but you see him rolling up the Egyptian scroll and putting it away, and you see the German people coming, so basically seals all his puppets up in this hotel and then kills himself before the Germans could get the secret, which is actually really cool with history. And a part of history I love is the Germans, like if you actually watch Indiana Jones and you see the whole Nazi thing where they're going after the Ark of the Covenant, that's real. Like they actually did really explore like supernatural ways that they could control mankind. Like that was a real thing. So it's cool how that comes into like movies and stuff like that. I find that interesting.
Cool.
So it goes from Andre Toulon, they're coming for him. He kills himself to hide his secret. We catch up, I think it's like 60 years later or something
Yes,
like that.
yeah.
Well, 50 years later, it's in the 80s. And basically, this team of psychics are all getting this vision of one of their former colleagues, Gallagher. So they all arrange that they're going to go to the same hotel that Toulon died at. And when they go there, they find out that Gallagher, their old compadre, is actually dead. He's married, but he's dead. So they decide to stay the night because the funeral is going to be tomorrow. Throughout the night, this team of psychics, which is a really cool cast and ensemble, team of psychics basically stay the night, and they're all felled one by the puppets until it's the good guy, I forget his name, Alex, and Gallagher's wife left, and they find out that Gallagher, who killed himself, shot himself, is in fact still alive. He had discovered Toulon's secret and brought himself back to life to live eternally. Anyways, of course, Icarus flies too close to the sun, and the puppets turn on him and kill him.
Yeah.
And I think, honestly, it's one of the better horror movies, and why a lot of people look back on Puppet Master and think it's so cheesy, obviously, is the gimmick of the puppets.
Well, yeah.
And, I heard you with the puppets the whole time. You're like, how does he not know the puppet's there?
Yeah.
Oh,
Well, I mean,
come on, the
there's a
puppet
scene-
tripping a guy up.
But
It's
there's
a gimmick.
Yeah, I know, but there's a scene, like, Mrs. is stoking the fire,
Yeah.
and the piano plays. She gets up, she walks over, there's nothing there. And this puppet, you said it was tiny, they call him tiny because he has a small, tiny head.
Yeah, it's either Pinhead or Tiny.
Anyway, yeah. Anyway, so he's there playing with the key. Now, the audience knows it's a puppet.
Yeah.
But the character doesn't. She gets up, checks, nothing there. Goes back to the fire, it plays again. She gets up again, typical horror movie, get up, check again, nothing there. But to me, and I guess this is logically thinking, I'm not in a horror movie, but you think there's something there. Like that puppet had to hide. She checked in front of the piano, she stood in front of it, looked at it, directly at it. Where did the puppet go?
It's a puppet. It's small. It could be under a couch. And I mean, your first instinct is not to look under the couch.
No, but it was a piano. With a
Oh, I know what you're saying.
right.
Yeah.
So like in the piano, where like they didn't lie down. on the piano. You
It
would've
was
seen
hard for you to suspend your disbelief that you couldn't believe that they couldn't see the puppets just around them.
Yeah, like there's one like he comes out of the hotel room and the puppet's right on the floor next to his leg, and he's looking around like he doesn't see something in his peripheral vision that there's a puppet on the bottom of his, like next to his foot.
Yeah, I will agree with you. I actually don't like the idea of the puppets. Like the
No.
puppets were cool and they're cool to sell toys
Yeah.
and stuff like that. But the series continued with more emphasis being on the puppets. For me, I actually look at the horror aspect of the movie. Like what I love is the actual characters, like Gallagher and the team of psychics and
Yeah.
all their different psychics abilities. Like I found it to
That's
be a
cool, yes.
very complete
Yeah.
cast.
Yeah.
I found the storyline very compelling with
Yeah.
backstory with Toulon's magic, and how it's not really about the puppets and controlling the puppets, because the puppets just a side thing. Like they kill, but like they're ridiculous. Just the same way that you said they're a gimmick. It was
Yeah.
all about Gallagher. Gallagher's the real bad guy
Yes.
of the movie, not the puppets, and him trying to find this eternal secret to life, and playing and killing off all his old compadres. It's actually kind of, well, I don't want to say it's a whodunit movie, but it is a mystery movie.
It
in
is a
itself,
mystery,
too.
yeah. I mean, you don't know.
And I love the way that like everything comes together in the end.
Yeah. Yeah.
And there's a purpose to everything. There's no one's brought into the movie to just be
A filler.
a filler. Like
Yeah.
you know in most horror movies where they just bring in cast members and they try to figure out something for this cast member to do just to be a number, to be killed
Yeah.
off.
Yeah.
Like every single person in the movie plays an integral part.
Yeah.
And
No, I
like,
understand that. Yes.
it was like some of the stuff is like hilarious, like the White Witch at the beginning. Like I find like I really like things like the White Witch at the beginning, how she's sitting there being the typical carnival like
psychic,
telling bullshit and
Yeah.
like basically winding
Your
the story.
grandmother's
and
gonna
getting
die.
out of
Sure
it.
did. Oh, I mean,
Your grandmother and
yours,
stuff like
yeah.
that. But then she actually has the real psychic image.
Yeah.
It's such irony. It's hilarious. And another thing I really liked is when we first see Gallagher in his coffin. Like I never noticed it. This is like the 100th time I watched the movie, but you actually see in the lining of his coffin is Jesus in the Last Supper,
Yeah.
which talks about resurrection, and he's going to resurrect himself
Yeah.
later on. So it's kind of like foreshadowing. I thought it was
yeah.
really nice.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. Yeah, I know. I didn't know.
Yeah. There's a lot of really cool aspects.
Oh,
And
yeah.
I love the sleazy doctor and his girlfriend that gets like the sexual imagery.
Yeah.
Like she can't go anywhere. She's laying in the bed. She's like, oh, it's a movie star bed. Like to me, it's
yeah.
a
But
great movie.
it's-
Very underappreciated because it has like 8 other sequels, and they're so cheesy that everybody looks back on the series and goes, "Oh, Puppet Master is this gimmick puppet movie that's so cheesy." They forget how good the first movie actually
Well,
was.
they look at the gimmick and they don't look at the storyline
Yeah.
behind it.
Yeah.
Right, yeah.
Like
But
for you, it was hard to get past the gimmick.
It was. It
Yeah.
was. And it really was. It was
Like we actually had to stop because Tommy had to go somewhere in the middle of it, and he at the point he left, like he was like, "I can't get into this movie. I just can't." But when you saw the end, like when you saw the
Yeah,
Gallagher
it got
piece,
better.
like you were
Yeah.
like, "Oh, this is
Yeah.
not a bad movie." Like,
Yeah.
puppets are still stupid.
Yeah,
but
I understand. I mean, I understand the premise of the puppets, but it's a gimmick, and yeah, it's a gimmick, and I couldn't get past the puppets. The story at the end, yeah, it was good. It made a lot of sense. I mean, it did tie everything together at the end.
Yeah.
Right. It did.
there's a werewolf movie I really like too, like the Howling series. There's like 8 or 9 Howling movies as well.
Okay.
And there's one of the Howling movies that I like because there's a backstory which makes it so good, which maybe I'll review too. We'll see how many of these we'll do. Anyways, today we took a look at Puppet Master. Puppet Master, if you can see past the whole series, it's actually a pretty fantastic movie with a great story otherwise. Don't watch it just for the puppets, but if you're into just shit like that, watch it for the puppets too, because the puppets are kind of cool as well.
If you
Anyways,
don't like puppets, don't watch it because it'll freak you out.
yeah, my wife left. My wife actually sat down for a couple minutes. She was like, I am out of here. This is too stupid. Anyways, guys, thanks for watching.
See you guys.